The moment you stop participating in the old energy, in the old mentality, in the old system, in the old way of living, that old energy will start fighting you. Why? Because it wants to test your decision. It wants to test your trust. It wants to test your belief into who you know that you are. And why is that? Well, because that's how the nature of reality works in this third dimensional level. We are living in a dimension of duality, which means in order to evolve, we need pressure. And right now we are in one of the most incredible evolutions of our history because we are waking up to the layers of ourselves that in previous generations, at least few previous generations, have never discovered. Which means biologically we are tapping into something that's very unfamiliar to us. To those of you who are waking up, who are spiritually waking up, who are expanding your awareness, who are becoming more familiar with your intuition, with your intuitive pull, with using your imagination and healing emotions and elevating your emotional nature to the level of your, kinda mental attitude of who you know you can be, the identity of the true self, of your soul nature that is unlimited being of power, of love, of compassion, of understanding. More you're tapping into that nature of yours and elevating, as I said, emotionally truly feeling your nature and living it, embodying it, being an example of it. More you're tapping into a layer that is biologically very unfamiliar to you. So it means that in the past, you would only believe what's visible and you would only do what everyone else is doing. And when other people start kinda rejecting your ideas or kinda turning against you, you would just turn into self-doubt and you would follow them. But now you're turning sometimes back on them and you are trusting yourself. So it's very strange and very empowering. And this is what is happening right now. So in the world, there's a split that is happening. You've noticed that. There are people who are truly trusting more and more to themselves and they're getting incredible ideas, and there are people who are building incredible solutions right now, people that are building communities, people that are coming together, people that are becoming financially free and are teaching and empowering others how to do that, people that are becoming healthy and are teaching others how to be healthy, people that are becoming spiritually strong and are teaching others how to be spiritually strong. This is a revolution that is happening right now. And on the other side, there are people who are more separate than ever, people who are more disconnected than ever, people who are more complaining than ever, people who are more closed down and forgetting and more asleep than ever before. And this is the split that is happening right now. And there's a strong resistance in this old energy that is still trying to kinda trap you in the way you think, trap you in the way you react, trap you in the way you feel about possibility and life and all of that. And that old energy is truly losing its power. It's losing its power because it's not being fed by everyone anymore. It's not fed by those who have empowered themselves, which means there are people who have completely stepped out of fear, out of doubt, out of worry, out of disconnection from divinity, from love, from knowing. And there's one thing that I can say with that, and it's this, that light is just so much more powerful than darkness. And the truth for that is this. Take one candle, and with one candle you can turn on thousands of candles, right? That's how powerful light is. Darkness can only try to make you believe you're powerless. But as soon as you turn on the light, which means you turn on the knowledge, you turn on the knowing, you trust your intuition, you trust the sense of resonance, well, you can't be shut down. But you will be tested, and all the energy will try to fight with you. Sometimes it happens the way that in a family, like you try to help them, you try to inform them, but they will fight back, right? They will just reject it. They don't want to positively change. You've experienced that. Maybe you've experienced that with your friends or ex-friends or whatever. Like, I'm not making separation, like we're all family here. But there are people who just don't want to move into a positive direction because they think they're doing the right thing, which is all okay. All okay. Everyone is on their own path of evolution. But sometimes it's challenging for you, right? You got yourself into a path of creation, of creativity, of awakening, of knowing, of education, of empowerment, of all of that. But you've noticed, I need to pay my bills. Or you're still having, errors somewhere, or flaws somewhere, or blind spots somewhere. And it is still pulling you into the old energy, into fear and separation and all of that. And it makes you question everything, right? It makes you question your intuition. It makes you question all these ideas. And there's a reason behind that. And the reason is not to, like life would be saying to you, I'm punishing you, like some angry parent, hey, you need to suffer. No, the reason behind that is just to see how capable you are figuring things out without trying to figure them out, but actually getting downloads, creative solutions. When you don't get into a reactive mode, when you actually relax and just know everything will be taken care of. Not to be passive, because light is not passive. Light is very active and it's very destructive sometimes. Not in a negative way, in a positive way. It destroys shadows, right? Because it enlightens the objects that are creating shadows. And when these objects, these souls, these spirits, these bodies are enlightened, well, shadows are disturbed, right? Because they can't stand there anymore. So, therefore, at a time of great struggle, you will need to know what to hold on to. And right now is a time of great struggle. So you need to know what to hold on to. Do you hold on to knowing and practice and experimenting with what you feel intuitively and keep tuning into what's the highest ideal of you that you could express in this world? Or will you hold on to fear and worry and sadness and separation? Because the outlook on the world is completely different. The lens is different, because in fear, lens is blurry. You don't see much, right? Like a dirty window, you don't see much through it. Or a glass of dirty water, you don't see through it. But when you look through the lens of trust and knowing and just having support, life has your back, having this trust in life, well, the water in the glass is pure, the mind is pure, the window is clear, you see through it clearly. And you see that in the big picture, if you look at the great cosmos, well, everything this universe has been through, all these billions of years, and the product of all of that is you right now, and all the aliveness around you. Well, I would say life knows what it's doing. And if life has made you, and if life is an intelligent force that made you, then I would say it's much safer for me to trust life, to trust what I feel very intuitively, than to trust my logic and my intellect, that is learned knowledge. But yes, intellect can help me. It's a great tool. I can actually educate myself around what's possible, around what can be done, around how other people have solved certain problems, so I can even use my logic to participate in this evolution. So I can, create the greatest possible alignment in my body, and that's what I'm giving you today. To recognize how to create the greatest alignment in your body as you're moving through this evolution, and you still experience certain errors here and there. I've just seen one comment from someone who says, I'm living in my higher self, but I'm still having this unexpected bills to pay, or something like that. And I said, higher self would never think like that, because higher self knows how unlimited you are. Higher self doesn't see bills and money and things like that as something bad. These are all tools. This is just, these are resources, and how we work with them is our creative act, and how much capacity we have to creatively deal with it and use resources for something playful, beneficial, positive. And when we find ourselves limited by something, it's not the higher self, it's you that still feel limited, because there's still a lot of pressure related to the lack of something. There's still a lot of pressure related to the pain that something in the past caused you to feel. And therefore, what is required from you is truly a new outlook on that, which is a new perspective, which says, hey, you don't lack anything. You just need to look at it from a greater state of being, which means when you have bills to pay, well, if you react to that scenario the same way you did in the past, it means you still haven't changed your energy around it, which means the mind that is reacting to it is the same as it was in the past, and the same mind can't create new results. You can't create new results with the level of the mind that created what you perceive as problems today. So what is required from you is a stretch of your mind, and once mind is stretched, it can't go back. So that's why you need to inform yourself. Every one of you need to keep informing yourself around what will free you in the area where you feel limited. This is just a must thing, because you see, Matrix is designed so perfectly to keep you distracted from what would actually empower you. It has done it through algorithms. It has done it through people in high positions. It has done it through media and authorities. And it has done it in a way that people, sources, algorithms would think for you. And when something or someone thinks for you, you don't think for yourself. When you need a thought or knowledge or an idea, you just naturally, automatically, in autopilot, go to a certain authority. And that's how the Matrix tricked you into believing that you are just a victim, powerless creature in a world where other people need to tell you, or other sources need to tell you who you are, and what you can do. But the process of awakening tells you to detach, to cut the cords with this old mentality that says to you, you are a victim, you are powerless, and you don't know, and actually recognize that there are same people like you that have done the impossible. There are same people like you, equal to you in many ways, that have freed themselves from what is limiting you. You see, you are not alone in this process right now. You can look around and you will find at least one person that has healed from what is still bothering you. One person that has become abundant in what you're lacking. There's one person that has become so free at what you're limited at, and there's one person that has done it in a way that would resonate with you. And that's what will open your mind. It will stretch your mind when you will see that person has done it in a way you could do it too, because they are not much different than you. And that will help you to to turn on that bulb. Like I see right now, a darkness, and one bulb of light has turned on, and then somewhere in the random spot another one has turned on, and then another one has turned on. And that's what happens in our brain when neuron gets active. are activated by a great idea, and it will activate another one somewhere and another one somewhere, and we experience what? Kind of, this brainstorm and goosebumps throughout our bodies because we see possibility. And possibility to me says everything is possible with the right idea and with the right feeling and with the right action. And this is now the blueprint of a new life. And the blueprint of a new life is already present here. So many people have it. Like, I've manifested for me a great life. I'm teaching that. I've learned from people who have manifested great lives, who've been through healing, who've been through going from poverty to abundance, who've made almost like something out of nothing. I've learned from them, and I've recognized they have learned from something or someone, or they've been praying, they've been meditating, they've been visualizing. So I've done the same. And when I've fallen into old mentality, I knew this is not the truth. This is my old reactive mechanism, the old energy that is trying to fight that new knowing that is becoming, born in me. And, child is vulnerable at its birth, and then it's slowly through years getting stronger. So as you're kind of birthing in this new knowing, in this intuition, in this creative expansion, at the beginning you're very vulnerable. So it means when old problems will appear out of vulnerable state, it's much easier to fall into the old emotional reacting. But here you need to nourish. This is the most important time to nourish that new you that is getting born, that intuitive you, that creative you, that abundant you, that loving, caring you, and demonstrate it. Like, if you want to be really inspired by what it means to be spiritual, look at the kids and you will see they are vulnerable, but they're so beautiful in that, right? They're so graceful in that, and through time they may forget, but that's what awakening is, remembering what we've forgotten. So in this time it's really important to nourish that part of you that is remembering, that is knowing, that is not here to feed the old but to feed the new. And to feed means to keep thinking about it, keep feeling it, keep tuning into it, and keep doing something about it. It's not about fixing the old world, fixing the old system, fixing the old family or whatever. It's about demonstrating the new, being an example of the new, and those who will find it inspiring will follow, will do the same or something even greater. That's the work. It's not about, being arrogant or negative towards those who don't understand. No, it's about demonstrating compassion, demonstrating understanding, demonstrating care, and also knowing that you still have errors, that you still maybe don't have capacity to do it all the time, which is still okay. Like, you're constantly progressing, and sometimes you get hurt, right? Sometimes you fall and you get back up. So what I'm constantly being reminded right at this time is that, like I said yesterday, you are standing in front of closed doors, and these doors will open every time you will nourish that new you, every time you will nourish trust, every time you will do everything that is in your power to experience a little bit more joy, to fill up your cup of life a little bit more, because that can help you to pour onto others a little bit more. And that is what starts positive momentum, because it's not just taking care of yourself. It raises yourself up, but momentum starts when you start pouring that energy onto others or onto other things, because you need to keep giving, right? As you're receiving something, you need to keep giving. In society or in our biological nature, we are finding out that we learn the most by teaching others, right? So on energy level, it's the same. You rise, you expand the most when you share more, when you give more, when you take care of others. So it's very important at this time not to fall into a trap of old energy, of old mentality, of old fears, of old reactive mechanisms, because it's from the past and you don't need to feed what you want to be free from. You don't need to feed what you want to be free from. You just need to remember and be aware of what you want to feed at this point, because where you place your attention, you place your energy, you feed it with your energy. And what you feed will feed you back. Like if you eat healthy food, it will give you health, it will give you vibrancy. If you eat junk food, it will make you feel like a bunch of junk, right? So it's whatever you focus on, it feeds you back with energy. And what I want to give you today is that it's time to unplug from what drains you. But notice that there will still be moments when you will not be able to ignore, because they're part of your transition, of your transformation. To some, it's paying bills when they're still manifesting money. To some, it's dealing with evidence of disease when they're manifesting health. And these are, challenges of life. To some, it's, going through moments of loneliness when they're manifesting a relationship or more self-love. And those are the moments when we are being challenged to really prove to ourselves where we stand, what we believe in, what we're practicing, and how well we know ourselves and our power, and how well can we remove the resistance that stands between where we are and all these creative solutions that can find us through imagination, through downloads, when we move on our journey. So don't be so distracted by the happenings in the Matrix right now, because the Matrix is trying to distract you from who you really are. But also notice how much this knowledge is becoming mainstream. Notice the tiny or actually huge revolution that is happening in the society, where this knowledge is actually becoming viral and popular, and it's available to you. It's available to you. But there's still a lot of confusion because you don't know how to apply it sometimes. You don't know which method is the best method, or how to practice it to experience the greatest results. And what I'm hearing is each method is the best method if you practice it consistently. Like each meditation will do its work if you practice it consistently. If you want to manifest something, there's one method that will work for you. And you don't need to try 1,000 different methods. Just do one thing. I don't know, visualize, feel it emotionally, and play in your life. So while you're playing, you remove resistance. So things, solutions, and events and opportunities can find you, right? So you step out of the waiting season. You step out of the trying to figure it out. You step out of this fearful, rigid state that has been saying to you, you are nobody and something needs to save you, or something outside of you needs to happen so you can be happy, free, abundant, and in love. And you can step into knowing and trust and understanding that life is already taking care of everything. And because your life, also you take care of what you need to take care of. And then create a list of things. That's just something I would give to you today. Create a list of kind of like to-do list. Like what will you do for the results you want to see? And what will you give to the universe that will help you with so these results can happen? And then what you can do, do it as much as you can. Do it as much as you can. Like show up, do the work, practice what you preach, and be the best at it, become the best at it, and then let the universe do its job to meet you on your path so things can come to you. And know that your job is to step out of the old story. This is your job. You're allowed to stop repeating who you were. And to stop repeating who you were means you need to start repeating who you are becoming. And that is the great work, right? Keep repeating who you're becoming. You will get lost. You will get pulled back into the memories of who you were. You will experience old hurts. You will experience old fears, but that's the old story. And as I said, stop repeating old story. You're allowed to step into the new one, but that is practice, right? This is repetition. And I'm here to remind you, keep becoming it. Keep becoming it until it becomes so natural to you that you remember that you are very powerful. So power requires evidence many times, right? Belief requires evidence. But before there's evidence, there must be a belief. So this is a tricky thing. You need to create a new belief by informing yourself with a new possibility. Like, I don't know, reading 10 books about manifestation will help you to understand how it works. You will form a belief that it works, and then you will practice it, and then you will see the evidence that it works, and now you will believe even more. So it's same with everything else. You read books from people who have healed themselves. You read books from people who have become financially free. You read books from people who have experienced incredible synchronicities, incredible breakthroughs. And you start believing more into that. That's, you can inform yourself, but it's the investment you need to make, right? It's like, I don't know, buying a course or paying someone to teach you, like a mentor, a teacher, I don't know. It's, investment. So you experience returns. And when we have options and opportunities, and don't use them, it shows to us how much we are dedicated. When we have options, we grab them, we use them, it also shows how dedicated we are. So it's once again the side we feed, the side we stand on. And if you stand on the side of truth, demonstrate it. If you stand on the side of abundance, demonstrate it. If you stand on the side of health, demonstrate health. And then there's no way back. There's no way back into someone who doesn't believe it, into someone who feels the lack of it. Because you can only feel the presence of it or the lack of it, and it's a choice. Like, focus on what is possible and keep thinking about it, keep studying it, and you will become someone who made it possible. Because there is no other way. Like, path appears to those who walk it, not to those who look for it. But you must look for it so you can walk it. But it almost needs to happen simultaneously. It's not, I will think about it and when it happens I will feel better. No, this is old mentality that is the product of the matrix that made you forget that you are actually the creator here. That you are the one that has been, you don't even know how great you are. And only when you start experimenting with small things, you will feel inspired for bigger things. And I just want to inspire you to see yourself as someone who has no idea yet how capable you are, but you're willing to figure out, you're willing to find out, and you will, because you've already seen the evidence of it. You've already done something incredible. And more you see it, more you know that it's possible. And once again, you will see, right now algorithms work the way that they're pushing you very opposite ideas. Like, you will receive ideas from one side, and then soon algorithms will start showing you the contradicting ideas from the other side, so it creates more confusion. And there's just confusion right now that is present, and this confusion is only here to make you feel confused. And in the midst of confusion, clarity is gold. So clarity means that you decide when you use something and you decide how you use something. So tools are great. Use them wisely, right? Have goals with how you want to use technology and all of that, and you will be fine, because now you are directing the course of your life. Not that the matrix and all these algorithms and all this information is directing your attention. You need to be the captain of your ship, right? So that's about it for today. I will leave you here. I hope you found great value today. And I want to say big thanks to everyone who's been supporting my art. I'm an artist, I'm a painter as well. And you can find all of my paintings on AttractPassion.com. You will find everything, that came into this world. I see pictures in my mind's eye and I paint them. So each painting has a very unique energy and a unique story. And see which one resonates with you, because if it does, it has something to give you. Each print comes already stretched on wooden frames, so you can just put it onto a wall, or a few original paintings are still available for those of you who are truly into art and truly value the uniqueness of original work. So you will find everything there. Also join us on our Patreon community, where I share courses, guided meditations, deeper teachings, and so much more. And join YouTube membership for more exclusive content. That's also how you can support this channel, which is something that I'm truly grateful for. Thank you so much, my friend. Until next time, one love.